just a little.
Like a how dare you?
Not a, not a how dare you so much. Just like what
The
is
grand
there everything? I mean, is everything okay? Is there anything we need to know about you?
I have 5 boys
Mm-hmm.
in one building called
Mhm.
my house, and it's become a bit much,
Mm.
so this is how we dress now.
Mhm.
This is weekday attire, really.
I mean, look, I'm not one to judge. I mean, but I'm just curious. I wish I could be there at the moment that somebody thought that denim vest purchase was a good idea.
well, the funny thing is there was no one there, especially not my wife. And the grand irony in all of this, for those of you watching, is that this lovely piece of apparel, it's
Mhm.
got the breast pockets. It's the real deal. Like it's also Nautica.
It's something. Nautica?
Nautica. It is a Nautica jean vest, which, wow, man.
That's times have changed.
But hey, superior livestock.
Yeah, as opposed to inferior livestock.
Yeah, you don't want that B-less choice stuff.
You don't want D- grade livestock. Hey, my name is Matt Murphy, and I'm proud that you have decided to join us either via audio or video with all the best words. I say all the best words,
I write all the best words.
and he does not dress well.
Yes, but I am Cameron Smith nevertheless.
Here's the intro to all the best words. Listen and watch.
I know words. I have the best words.
This is All the Best Words with Matt Murphy and Cameron Smith.
Speaking of livestock, our logo kind of looks like livestock. Cowhide.
Yeah, well,
That's nice.
all I know is that if you need fashion tips, don't ask me.
Don't ask me either. And my shot, I'm looking at my shot out of the corner of my eye, and my shot is really, really crotch centric.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I feel about that. So maybe I'll just go ahead and give one of these.
You look more sophisticated with the legs crossed.
With the legs, yeah, as opposed to the man spreading.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting on a bus.
That's the intimidator.
Don't really want anybody to sit next to me. So you guys know how it works by now. I got a word. He's got a word. We say our words. We talk about our words. You're smarter at the end of all of this. We get you in and out in about 12 or 15 minutes, and we appreciate each and every one of you being here. Give us a like and subscribe if you don't mind. Just give us that little bit of support, that little bitty, itty, teeny, tiny bit of support. Give us the old thumbs up or however you do it on whatever platform you might be watching. You mind if I go first there, Cameron?
Go for it, sir.
It's not a word, it's 2 words, but, we give ourselves some grace in that regard. My word is bunker buster. But a lot of talk about bunker busters over the last week or so.
Yes.
And specific to, obviously, the Israeli-Iranian conflict, for those who have been under a rock or living in a hole somewhere, since 2023, October 7th of 2023, Israel has been forcibly and militaristically responding to terrorism that was committed on their country on that day. They initially did so by going after Hamas in Gaza. They eventually went after Hezbollah, and they were successful on both fronts. And now they are taking the fight directly to the central sponsor of both of those proxy organizations, the Iranian government, and by extension, I suppose, the Iranian military. So the question then becomes, what is America's role in all of this?
Sure.
What should our role be, and what should our involvement be? I think there's general consensus amongst all Americans, or most Americans not named Lindsey Graham, that we don't.
He's never seen a war he didn't like.
Man, Lindsey needs to get laid, man. Lindsey needs somebody in his life that Lindsey Graham. I'm just going to take advantage of the opportunity that I can say certain things on the podcast that I can't say on the radio. Lindsey Graham needs to find a man or woman that makes him feel as good as he seems to feel talking about our military going to war. Because
I don't know if that person exists.
I don't know if that person exists or not, but let's try to find him because Lindsey needs it. But that said, for the most part, Americans seem to agree that this is not the conflict, and now is not the time for us to send American troops.
Sure, I think
overseas.
that's fair.
But then that then mitigates to the conversation about what should we do? What should our responsibility should? So a lot of people seem to think that it's binary in terms of we either have to be involved and have boots on the ground, quote unquote, and our military has to be involved, and we need to engage in this.
That war is a binary. It's either light switch on, light switch off.
Right. Or we abandon Israel and tell Israel they're on their own and we're out. Right. And I don't think it has to be that way. I think you support your friends, but what level of support are you willing to give? And I was asked the question earlier this week, and I thought it was a good one. Is a bunker buster, does that mean that America is a part of the war? Are we at war with Iran if we allow Israel to utilize our bunker buster in order to render their nuclear ambitions, moot?
Yeah.
And I don't believe that it equates to that, even though that we would have to use our own stealth bombers. A very smart person asked me the questions like, what if we just let one of the Israeli pilots fly it? That was you, I think.
Yeah.
So, and I do think that you support your friends. Here's the analogy. There's two analogies that I've been using. One is that I look at America's involvement in this like a schoolyard fight where there has been a bully that has his little bully buddies, and they've been picking on a little kid. And unbeknownst to them, the little kid has gotten some skills, and gotten some fighting skills.
Right.
And so one day the little kid fights back and says, okay, we're going to end this today. I'm going to fight you. Well, America's job is to make sure that the other bullies don't get involved in the fight, that it's a one-on-one fight. And that's the way I look at our involvement in this conflict, because I think Israel can handle this themselves. And to the bunker buster portion of this, Cameron, if you came to me, if we lived in a neighborhood together and you came to me and you said, hey, Murphy, the neighborhood wants to build a neighborhood playground.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all going to chip in, and we're all going to go out on Saturday. We're going to build this thing. It's going to be awesome. And I'm like, I'm out. I don't have any kids. I don't want any involvement in it. I want to spend money on it. I'm not going to deal with it. Well, if you come to me the next day and say, Murph, I know you don't want a part in this, but you've got that really, really awesome skill saw. Can I borrow your skill saw to use on this neighborhood playground? And I say, sure. Am I helping you build the playground? Well, I guess you could argue it either way. I think I'm just lending you a tool. I think America has every responsibility and every right to lend Israel a couple of our tools for their playground building.
Yeah, and this idea that we need to stare at our navels and figure out, well, are we at war? Are we not at war? If Congress hasn't declared war, we're not at war. Correct. We have contingency operations all over the place where we do things that are in our advancing our foreign policy interest, that if foreign powers wanted to say we are at war, okay, fine. Like without a congressional delegation of war, we're not doing war. Mm-hmm. But we do have foreign policy objectives, and that includes you not having nuclear capacity, and you haven't acted in good faith. So we're going to stop that. And we're going to tell you when we're going to drop this bomb, and you should get out of the way. Because we don't want to kill anybody. We want to just blow up your facility. And it's up to them if they want to stockpile it with soldiers. But the bottom line is we can do this in a way that's very clear, very transparent, very open about our objectives. And if people have friends, don't have friends like Iran, because nobody is looking at Iran right now and thinking, you know what? We want to get behind these guys and go to war with America. Not China, not Russia. China's like, yeah, we support Iran. Okay, do you want to fight? No. And so I think we're in a pretty safe position. And those guys hate us already, and that relates to my word, which is MAHDI. And I know this is kind of crazy, but
MAHDI.
MAHDI. It sounds like something from Dune.
I don't think that's English.
It's not. But what we're dealing with is a theocratic regime, and we gloss over that at our peril because we don't really understand that. We understand faith and religion and politics and these.
Hey Mason, we need the counter. Got the counter.
Yeah,
get it on there. MAHDI, we're coming, baby.
MAHDI,
there we go
for 5 minutes. The issue here.
I don't know what the hell it means, but we're going to find out.
We are, because it's really important. In fact, when I was looking at this, I realized that Iran is a 12er Islamic republic. And what that means is they are looking for the 12th imam, which they believe that Allah caused to disappear. And for the Mahdi, this 12th imam, to reappear, that basically, and this is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, which is it's sort of a separate branch. There's the Iranian army and then this branch. They are not conventional military. They are there to uphold a theocratic regime. It is very much intertwined with faith. There's no ripping this out. And so for them, destroying the great Satan and the lesser Satan, which is America and Israel, is critical. The Mahdiism is this belief that to usher in this apocalyptic scenario, we have to go through these great Satans. And so that's the context in which we're, quote unquote, negotiating, which is why we keep doing this with Iran. Well, you can't have the nuclear weapons. Oh, don't worry, it's just power. We're not doing it. Wait a minute, you're doing it again. There's no peaceful coexistence here. They hate Israel and they hate us. And I'm not talking about all the people in Iran. I am talking about the regime. And it's a very interesting regime because the supreme leader and sort of parts of his appointed circle run everything, but they have popular elections for a president and a parliament. So it's got the window dressings of democracy, but it's not.
It's not really.
And
I not to interrupt you, but I agree with you wholeheartedly that there are religious components to what we are doing that necessitate a certain level of finality in terms of how we approach this, because they're not going to stop. Their religion commands them that they don't. And once again, that's not all the Iranian people, but, well over 90% of Iranians are Shia Muslims. They do believe that their religion compels them to convert us or subjugate us or kill us, right? So, and particularly the people that are running that country believe that.
Yes.
And they're not going to stop believing that.
And they're telling us that, right? They're not hiding that. That isn't Matt and Cameron saying, well, this is what this wild regime believes. They tell the whole world. The mission of jihad for their military to conduct jihad in God's way is in their constitution. Like, that's what's part and parcel of the Iranian regime that runs things. And so when we ignore that and act like, well, this is just another sovereign nation, no, it's not. They have a theological mandate to destroy, and if that's what they're pursuing, which it is, then the finality that comes with force is the only way to do the thing that we need to do.
Were you surprised at and it's a relatively small number. I think most people are applauding the manner in which Trump has handled this.
Yes.
To say, look, this is not our fight. I'm not interested in getting us in, they call it, some people call them forever wars. I hate the term because we're not currently in a war, so how can they be forever wars? Words mean things, right? Forever means forever. But I guess I understand the concept of wars for monetary gain or wars to feed the military-industrial complex, whatever. Trump's not about that, but he's also been consistent. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. He said it on the campaign trail.
It's not just Trump. It's every administration, right. Democrat, Republican, for the last 30 years.
We just have different ways to approach it. And some, sadly, Obama, thought that you could negotiate with people that don't negotiate in good faith.
And what did they use the money for? Terrorism.
Correct. So, yeah, I like the idea of Israel taking care of, the trash in the region. Right? And I think Israel sees that it is in their survival interest in order to do this, and America should be happy about it. And I'm a little fascinated at the percentages of people that seem to be very butthurt about all of this.
Well, the woke right and the woke left have become buddies. Well, and maybe it's the woke left and the weird right, where, we saw Tucker Carlson basically ask a bunch of weird questions to Ted Cruz and get sort of strange. My point is just game plan it out a little bit for me. Okay, let's say that we have a B-2 that flies in there, drops this big bomb, blows up the facility. Okay, we're at war. Okay, what changed? Nothing. Like, we destroyed the facility. Are we going to invade? No. Okay.
Are they going to do anything? No.
Well, they launched missiles towards. We shot them down.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Okay. Well, they let's just say hypothetically, they attacked because they want to attack anyway, and they attacked a military base. Okay, we're going to take out some more military targets. Sweet. We're not. There's nothing that anybody has told me yet that says we are now embroiled in a Middle Eastern war with a lack of clarity, because Trump's been basically clear to the Iranian people, like, this is up to you guys what you want to do here.
And I don't see the trigger point where other nations get involved and get behind Iran.
Right.
I just don't. Right? Like, the only thing that would frighten me is if you could convince me that a China
Sure.
would want to, or a Pakistan would. I mean, but that I don't exist in that world. I can't see it.
When the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is saying that the Ayatollah wants to be Hitler, you're
Right.
just out on a limb by yourself, and I think that's exactly where the Iranian regime should stay.
Speaking of being out on a limb, offer us some comments on what you think about Cameron's costume. I think it's ridiculous. But for now, that's going to wrap up another edition of All the Best Words. Thanks for watching.